nothing can ever change the way I feel about you. I promise I will stay forever close to you. We go together. It's all I know. Side by side is how we grow hand in hand. Through these times, we'll fall and rise.
Yeah, long and thin, in the shape of an elongated S. It's almost uniform in width throughout its 80 kilometres. Yeah, it's just over 1.5 kilometres in width, as it is at this point here. There's only one place where it's wider than this, and that's to the north of Queenstown. Now the lake is situated 300 metres above sea level, on average 360 metres deep. So for those Brits and Americans on board that are still using real measurements, yeah, almost 1,500 foot deep. So the bottom of these Great Lakes lies well below sea level. The surface area of this lake, 291 square kilometres of surface area. Yeah, so quite a large body of water. Now this lake has an unusual characteristic. Yeah, this lake has a tide, like the ocean. It actually rises and falls every 52 minutes without fail, up to half a metre at a time. Tianao means rushing water, and the township situated on the southern shore of Lake Tianao. It is the largest body of freshwater throughout Australasia. The township has got a population of just over 4,000, and Tianao, well, it's the gateway to Fiordland. Region of Fiordland. So Tianao, it is known as the walking capital of New Zealand. Yeah, all our little towns, well, they like to have a claim to fame with regards to something, but Tianao, the walking capital of New Zealand, for good reason. Yeah, throughout New Zealand, thousands of excellent hiking trails, but only 9 are regarded as great walks. 3 of those 9 great walks lie in close proximity to Tianao. There's in actual fact 1,500 kilometres of hiking trails in this immediate area. So I'll be locking up the coach during the stop, so your valuables will be safe. Therefore, everybody must get off the coach for a safety reason. Yeah, a life-size replica of a rather small man. He's even smaller than me, smaller than a Filipino. But it's because of him that you are here today. Yeah, his name was Quentin McKinnon. He was a wee jock, a wee Scotsman. After 2 years of searching, Quentin McKinnon discovered a mountain pass that took him from the top end of this lake through to Milford Sound, thereby opening up tourism to Milford Sound for the first time. Yeah, that was back in 1888. Tragically, Quentin McKinnon, he died on this very lake 4 years after that discovery, whilst sailing his boat. Yeah. They recovered his boat, no sign of foul play. They never did manage to recover his body. Part of the reason being that this lake is huge. And his body was rather small. Been given World Heritage status and have been made into the World Heritage Park known as Tiwahi, Pounamu, the land of the greenstone. Now I'm sure you've seen greenstone or Pounamu as the Māori people call it in our souvenir stores. It's a glacial rock similar to Asian jade. It comes in many shades of green. Highly prized by the Māori people. Only found in the west coast rivers of the South Island of New Zealand. Most New Zealand, an ancient supercontinent some of you may have heard of, called Gondwana land. There's still wild deer out there, but nowhere near the numbers that were here during the early to mid 1900s. So you're welcome to wander out a bit. We've got the valley all to ourselves. At the top end, where the CGI statues leading to the city of Rohan, the city of the Horse Lords, and the Lord of the Rings were situated, the mountains and behind. The hobbits were obviously rafting into that city just before the big battle, being pursued by black riders and orcs. So, whereas if the male dies, the female, she'll only stick around about 5 minutes before she buggers off in search of a... World standards, these mountains are some of the youngest. Some of the oldest are found in Australia, like the Kimberleys, the Highlands of Scotland, Scandinavia. They're over 250 million years old. So these are extremely young in comparison. The first of them up there to your right, covered in snow. That's Mount Crosscut up there, 2,375 metres high. So the Darren Mountains are all 2,000 metre plus, and they're going to be all around us shortly. Okay, now the mountain immediately to your right, that is one of the taller mountains here in Fjord. Mount Christina, 2,600. Yeah, don't laugh. You're going to see a lot of avalanche evidence, some old, some quite recent. 54 known avalanche paths. Above this 17 kilometre stretch of road, 70 metres of snow falls throughout the Darren Mountains each winter. We drive into Milford Sound all year round. It can be quite challenging at times. We have to put on snow chains. On a big vehicle like this, it is not fun, Ruben. On the odd occasion, we cannot get through to Milford Sound due to the avalanche risk. So, I'll point out some of this. Waterfalls to your left are temporary. Okay, we are coming up to Monkey Creek very shortly. I'll give you 10 minutes at Monkey Creek. It flows beneath that snow-capped mountain directly in front of us. That is Student Peak. This is rather large, recent avalanche, just here's yellow. Okay, this is the highest we're going to go today. We're now 920 meters above sea level. So for you Brits and Americans, that's about 3.5. We're about to enter the Homer Tunnel. Not named after Homer Simpson, but William Henry Homer, first European to explore this part of Fiordland in 1889. Homer Tunnel just over 1.2 kilometres long. They started construction of this tunnel during the Great Depression of the 1930s, just before the Second World War, 36. They actually pierced the mountain range in 1940. But there was a huge avalanche that destroyed the eastern portal that we just came through in 1945, killing 3 men. And then because of the Second World War, the tunnel was not officially opened until 1954 by Her Majesty. Okay, you can see the Cledow Amphitheatre. Now that we've turned the back on ourselves, huge glacial bowl. All these waterfalls, temporary. But you can imagine when it rains, which it does a lot, as it is now, the more it rains, the bigger, more numerous they become. It can be quite spectacular. At times you get hundreds and hundreds of waterfall pubu on the site. And just take note of how many there are now. If it continues to rain as it is now, by the time we leave, there'll be a lot more.
Today we told how we produce a crew on board. Today we used advice. The information or the assistance, so please use the handrail. If it's our Pio Pio Tahi, you would have seen the name Pio Pio Tahi.
Bye.